as well. It goes into another level when more people started to become involved in the Hollie Greig case and jump on the bandwagon and try to use it for themselves. Now, those people, well, one of them I can say was Valerie Sinison, and another man called Wilfred Wong. Now, so the connections are quite difficult to explain. So I might ask, well,
okay. Sorry,
well, we'll carry on.
We mentioned earlier about Eva Harding. Now, I said that I would bring up some information about Eva Harding and Tavistock. Eva Harding worked for Tavistock. Now, if you know anything about the Tavistock Institute, if you don't, I suggest you go and investigate them. Valerie Sinison worked for the Tavistock Institute. Now, they have a really interesting history, basically to do with mind control of people and trying to get them to do things or say things that are not true.
Wow.
And they also, you mentioned Wilfred Wong. I'm actually, again,
in satanic abuse.
Yeah. I'm going to read from a document now. Some of you may have heard that Robert Green the other year actually went to Parliament to go and speak to some MP there about the Hollie Greig case. Now, I'm surprised by what I paragraph from it. The events took place in Aberdeen, and despite Hollie clearly identifying all her abusers, her father was interviewed on one occasion only and her brother 2 years later. Hollie had revealed to her mother that she had been repeatedly ritually abused at various satanic ceremonies which she was forcibly taken to, and she had even witnessed the ritual murder of an adult male. You ever heard that version before? Because that's what Robert Green told members of Parliament, at the behest of Wilfred Wong, who is very good friends with Valerie Sinison. And if you don't know who she is, read up her connection to do with satanic ritual abuse. Also, you may remember the story several years ago of the little boy's body that was found dismembered in the River Thames.
Yes, Adam, they called him.
Yeah, go and read up on her involvement with that case. And basically, these people want you to believe that these satanic ritual murders happen every day.
And yes, and can we just clarify here that Wilfred Wong told Robert what to say in Parliament. He told him to sex it up to this parliamentary meeting.
And it's no surprise that several members, we were told, actually walked out of the meeting.
Oh, of course, and Valerie Sinison was connected with the Carol Myers.
Yeah.
Where she was never ever abused. But
such a sad story.
Yeah, she convinced her that she had been.
And the damage and the parallels caused in that story, it's heartbreaking. If you go and read up what happened there, and she was instrumental in that case, and now she's got a no clause into the Hollie Greig case.
Yeah, so you can
also
see how it's grown. It's been flowered out all the way along. It's grown into something that started off small, and it's grown into this.
Well, I remember because I have watched all of the videos, unfortunately, but I've watched all of the videos, and I can remember one specific video where Robert stood there and said that Hollie told, and I'm not sure who she told, that Hollie had said that she had been at sex orgies where, you know, Wynne and Sylvia and all the others, the women held the children down, the other 7 that were meant to have been abused that weren't abused, held them down while the men raped them. Now, these are children that say they've never been abused. So
20 years old. 20, yes, 20.
So how would that stand up in court? How would any lawyer deal with that situation when you have these allegations and then you have adults saying, look, I've never been abused? You can't make them say they have if they haven't. It would just be thrown out of court completely, and Anne and Robert know this.
You also have to bear in mind that Hollie would get put on the stand and they would rip her to shreds. They would destroy Hollie. Because Hollie, she can't tell you what happened because nothing happened. She makes it up because she tells you what she thinks you want to hear.
Yeah.
And something else as well is that what they're hoping for with this court case to do with whether Hollie is competent or not is because if they find her competent, they want to release a book in the United States, which of course would avoid British libel laws, which would tell Anne's side of the story. And this author is the one that recently published a book to do with the McCann story.
Fake abduction.
Fake abduction, yeah.
So
they're trying to keep this quiet because they don't want people to know about it, but they want Hollie to be found competent in court so that they can then release this book, which again is going to make some money and is going to carry on libeling people that are totally innocent, and there's nothing that can be done in the British courts unless Wynne and Sylvia go out of pocket themselves.
So I'd like to just jump in there and say a few words about that. Obviously, this campaign has attracted a lot of people that have very genuine feelings. Anybody who hears about a Down syndrome girl suffering such terrible abuse, of course they are going to be sympathetic, and they have got involved for genuine reasons, and they believe it, and they're horrified, and they donate money, and they are being exploited. And if you go back over what has been said by the official website, which is called holliedemandsjustice.org, you can see how it's been promoted to emotionally drag the feelings of people into this so much that, and the facts have all been put to one side. The facts are seemingly unimportant in this case. It's all to do with how people feel about it and their emotional response. And people do have a very emotional response to it, and they don't always. So it's either, I don't know how much money's been donated. Would anybody care to have a guess? I mean,
I'll give you.
I suppose it's like Hollie Demands Justice legal team. I mean, we've been asking for details of them. Please, can we have the details of your legal team?
They threaten us with their legal team, but they won't actually tell us who they are because we love to speak to them.
They're going to take me to court. I've heard that several times.
I think Wynne and Sylvia are still waiting for something to come through their letterbox as well.
But really, for the supporters, a lot of very genuine people supported it, and
I did. We all did. Everybody got drawn in by the emotion, the hysteria, and you do. I mean, it's awful. And if you suffered at the hands of abuse, then you can relate to it. And as time drew on, you could actually see how the people that were so vehement, so adamant about it, also had issues of their own. They also had, the problems with some authority
taken away, or
so they related to it. It's like Hollie's